Cromwell Centaur, A27. This cruiser tank design produced two variants sharing identical hulls but differing power plants, with the Meteor engine version becoming Britain's fastest operational tank of the war. The initial A27L Centaur variant employed the 395 horsepower Nuffield Liberty 12-cylinder engine, while the A27M Cromwell variant utilized the 600 horsepower Rolls-Royce Meteor engine derived from the Merlin aircraft power plant. The tank measured 20 feet 10 inches long, 9 feet 6 inches wide, and 8 feet 2 inches tall, weighing 27.6 tons. The main armament consisted of the 75mm gun with 64 rounds and coaxial 7.92mm Besa machine gun. Armor protection reached 76mm on the turret front and 64mm on the hull front. The Centaur achieved maximum speeds of 25 miles per hour, while the Cromwell reached 40 miles per hour. Production totaled 950 Centaurs and 3,066 Cromwells between November 1942 and January 1945. The Centaur served largely in training roles and was converted into specialized vehicles, including dozers and anti-aircraft variants, while the Cromwell equipped the 7th Armored Division and other elite units from June 1944 through war's end as the primary battle tank. Challenger A30. This tank destroyer variant mounted the 17-pounder anti-tank gun on a lengthened Cromwell chassis, providing British cruiser units with increased firepower against heavily armored German tanks. The design stretched the Cromwell hull to accommodate a larger turret and added a 6th road wheel on each side to support the increased weight. The tank measured 26 feet 4 inches overall length, including gun, 9 feet 6.5 inches wide, and 8 feet 9 inches tall, weighing 32 tons. The 600 horsepower Rolls-Royce Meteor engine provided maximum speeds of 32 miles per hour. The 17-pounder gun fired 76.2mm armor-piercing rounds capable of penetrating Tiger and Panther tanks, though ammunition stowage was limited to 48 rounds. The turret required exceptional height to accommodate the 17-pounder's long recoil stroke, creating a tall profile vulnerable to enemy fire. Armor protection reached 102mm on the gun mantlet, but only 63mm on the hull front. Production totaled 200 vehicles between March of 1944 and September 1945. The Challenger entered combat in July 1944 after Mulberry Harbours enabled delivery to Normandy, typically deployed alongside Cromwells in a ratio of 1 Challenger to 3 Cromwells per troop. The tall turret vulnerability led to the Sherman Firefly receiving production priority. Comet A34? This cruiser tank represented the pinnacle of British tank design to see combat in World War II, combining the mobility of the Cromwell with significantly improved firepower and armor protection. The design utilized an improved Cromwell chassis with a widened turret ring measuring 1,626mm, strengthened Christie suspension with return rollers, and tracks widened to 457mm. The main armament consisted of the 77mm high-velocity gun, a modified 17-pounder firing the same 76.2mm projectiles with a lighter powder charge. The gun was designated 77mm rather than its actual 76.2mm caliber, purely to prevent supply chain confusion with standard 17-pounder ammunition. This arrangement provided armor penetration comparable to the 17-pounder, while allowing easier ammunition handling and storage of 61 rounds. The 600 horsepower Rolls-Royce Meteor engine provided maximum speeds of 32 miles per hour. Armor protection reached 100mm on the turret front and 76mm on the hull front. Production totaled 1,186 vehicles between September 1944 and May 1945. The Comet entered combat in January 1945 with the 11th Armored Division, M3 LE Grant. This American medium tank provided British forces with urgently needed firepower in North Africa despite its unconventional layout, featuring a hull-mounted 75mm gun. The M3 medium tank was designed beginning in July 1940 as a stopgap measure, while the M4 Sherman underwent development, with production commencing in April 1941. The British Army ordered 2,855 M3 tanks through Lend-Lease, receiving both American Lee variants with standard turrets and British Grant variants with redesigned lower-profile turrets lacking cupolas and incorporating rear bustles for radio equipment. The tank measured 18 feet 6 inches long, 8 feet 11 inches wide, and 10 feet 3 inches tall, weighing 27 tons. The main 75mm M2 gun, mounted in a right-side hull sponson, provided 50 rounds with 30 degrees of traverse, supplemented by a 37mm M5 gun in the rotating turret with 178 rounds. The Continental R975 radial engine, producing 340 to 400 horsepower, provided maximum speeds of 26 miles per hour. Armor protection ranged from 12 to 57 millimeters maximum thickness. Grant first saw combat at the Battle of Gazala in May 1942, providing 8th Army units with the first tank capable of effectively engaging German armor at range. M4 Sherman. This American medium tank became the numerical backbone of British armored forces from 1943 through war's end, replacing the M3 Lee/Grant and equipping the majority of British tank units. The M4 medium tank was developed beginning in April 1941, with full-scale production commencing in February 1942. The British received substantial numbers through Lend-Lease, designating variants according to hull type and engine: Sherman I, Sherman II, Sherman III, and Sherman V, the latter becoming the most common variant in British service, with 7,499 produced. The Sherman V, designated M4A4 in American nomenclature, featured the Chrysler multibank engine and was almost exclusively supplied through Lend-Lease, never seeing combat with United States Army units due to its complex power plant. The tank measured 19 feet 4 inches long, 8 feet 7 inches wide, and 9 feet high, weighing 30 tons. The primary armament consisted of the 75mm M3 gun with 90 rounds, supplemented by coaxial and bow-mounted machine guns and turret-mounted .50 caliber heavy machine gun. Various power plants were employed, including the Continental R975 radial engine and 4G AAV8, producing 400 to 500 horsepower, providing maximum speeds between 25 and 30 miles per hour. British Shermans first saw combat at the Second Battle of El Alamein in October 1942. By 1944, the Sherman equipped British armored divisions in Northwest Europe, Italy, and Burma. Sherman Firefly. This British conversion mounted the 17-pounder anti-tank gun in Sherman tanks, creating the most powerfully armed Allied tank in Northwest Europe, capable of defeating German Panthers and Tigers. The conversion primarily utilized M4 Sherman I and M4A4 Sherman V variants, designated Sherman YC and Sherman YC respectively. The installation required extensive modifications, including rotating the 17-pounder Mark IV gun 90 degrees with a horizontal sliding breech, adding an armored bustle to the turret rear housing radio equipment, cutting an additional loader's hatch, eliminating the bow machine gun in co-driver position for ammunition storage, and fitting a redesigned gun mantlet. The 76.2mm 17-pounder gun provided armor penetration capability exceeding all other Allied tank weapons, effectively engaging German armor at ranges up to 1,000 yards with 77 rounds carried. The weapon's enormous muzzle flash was bright enough to temporarily blind crew members during night operations. Weight increased to 33 tons while maintaining speeds of 25 miles per hour. Production totaled between 2,100 and 2,200 conversions between early 1944 and war's end. The Firefly entered combat on June 6, 1944 during the Normandy landings, typically deployed at one per troop of 4 Shermans. German tank crews quickly identified the longer-barreled Fireflies as priority targets. Ram. This Canadian cruiser tank utilized the M3 medium chassis with a new cast hull and fully rotating turret, but never saw combat as a gun tank despite substantial production numbers. The Ram was developed beginning in early 1941 by the Canadian Interdepartmental Tank Committee in collaboration with British tank expert L.E. Carr, with the first prototype completed in June 1941 and production commencing in November 1941. The Ram 1 initial variant mounted the 40mm 2-pounder gun, with only 50 produced before production switched to the Ram 2 variant mounting the 57mm 6-pounder gun with 92 rounds. The cast hull construction provided improved protection and significantly lower profile compared to the M3 Lee/Grant, measuring approximately 19 feet long and weighing 29 tons. The 400 horsepower Continental R975 radial engine provided maximum speeds of 25 miles per hour. Total production reached 1,948 gun tanks, plus 84 observation post variants by July 1943. Despite equipping Canadian armored units in Britain through mid-1943, the Ram was superseded by the M4 Sherman and relegated exclusively to training roles. The chassis proved highly successful for other roles, notably the Sexton self-propelled gun and the Ram Kangaroo armored personnel carrier. Sentinel AC1. This Australian cruiser tank was the first to utilize a single-piece cast hull for the entire hull structure, though production remained limited and the type never saw combat service. The AC-1 Sentinel was developed beginning in November 1940 under direction of the Australian Army's Directorate of Artillery, based on American M3 medium tank automotive components mated to an Australian-designed upper hull and turret closely following British Crusader lines. The revolutionary single-piece cast construction technique applied to the complete hull structure provided simplified manufacturing and enhanced protection unavailable in contemporary riveted or welded designs. The tank measured 20 feet 9 inches long, 9 feet 1 inch wide, and 8 feet 5 inches tall, weighing 28 tons. The power plant consisted of 3 Cadillac by 8 engines installed in cloverleaf configuration, producing combined output of 330 horsepower and maximum speeds of 30 to 35 miles per hour. The 40mm 2-pounder gun provided main armament with 2 Vickers machine guns. Armor protection reached 65mm on frontal surfaces. Production totaled 65 tanks by June 1943 before program termination in July 1943. The completed Sentinels served exclusively for evaluation and training purposes. Grizzly I. This Canadian-produced M4 A1 Sherman variant featured unique modifications, including all-metal tracks and enhanced armor protection, but served exclusively in training roles without seeing combat. The Grizzly I cruiser was developed beginning in September 1942, with production commencing in August 1943. The primary distinguishing feature consisted of Canadian dry-pin tracks, constructed entirely of metal without rubber components, necessitated by wartime rubber shortages. These CDP tracks utilize 17-tooth drive sprockets compared to standard American 13-tooth sprockets, offering lighter weight and simpler construction despite increased noise. Additional Canadian modifications included installation of the number 19 radio set, 2-inch smoke mortar mounted on the turret, rear turret stowage box, and externally fitted fire extinguishers. Later production units received welded applique armor plates over hull ammunition storage areas. The 75mm M3 gun provided main armament with 78 rounds. The Continental R975 radial engine producing 375 horsepower provided maximum speeds of 25 miles per hour with 30 tons combat weight. Production totaled 188 tanks by December 1943 before program termination in January 1944. All Grizzly tanks remained in Canada and Britain for crew training purposes. M1917. This World War I-era American light tank served exclusively as a training vehicle during World War II, providing Commonwealth forces with basic armored warfare instruction despite its obsolescence. The M1917 6-ton tank was a license-built American copy of the French Renault FT, with production commencing in October 1918. The design arrived too late for World War I combat, with only 2 tanks reaching France 9 days after the November 1918 armistice, and approximately 950 completed before production cancellation. The tank measured 16 feet 5 inches long, 6 feet 3 inches wide, and 7 feet 6 inches tall, weighing 6.4 tons. The Buda 4-cylinder engine producing 42 horsepower provided maximum speeds of 5.5 miles per hour. Armament varied between production batches, with 374 tanks mounting the 37mm Puteaux gun, 526 mounting the .30 caliber M1919 Browning machine gun, and 50 signal tanks carrying no armament. The design incorporated several American modifications over the original French Renault FT, including all-steel idler wheels, relocated exhaust to the left side, and fire screen bulkheads separating crew from engine compartment. In 1940, Canada purchased 236 surplus M1917 tanks at $240 each as a nominal scrap value. The Royal Canadian Armoured Corps utilized these obsolete tanks for basic crew training at Camp Borden before deploying to Europe with modern equipment. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and drop a comment. See you on the next one.